Good morning. Oh, I guess I don't need this. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm here this morning to discuss what we're doing for our Shakespeare unit exam / Shakespeare project. Since we are not meeting under normal circumstances, we have combined the two. I'm going to go through some of the information today, guys, but don't worry, this is on Moodle as well. So I do encourage you to look through that also. And as always, if you have any questions, please make sure to let me know. So what we're doing, guys, is we're giving you a choice for your project / exam on Shakespeare. The objectives are that you're showing us you do understand the material, you understand the author, and you can make some logical, informed choices about that information. So let's get to it. Our first choice is for those who were excited about doing the trailer project for a Romeo and Juliet movie of a different genre. If you like to act, if you like to be dramatic, this one's for you. What you're going to do, guys, is you're going to choose a monologue. Remember, that's a long speech by one of the characters. And you're going to video that monologue, paying attention to your language, pronunciation, how dramatic you're getting, showing that you understand the language. You're going to pay attention to what you're wearing and to your background, okay? This does not have to be memorized, but it should definitely not sound like it's the first time that you've ever seen this. It should sound organic, again, meaning that it sounds like real dialogue. It sounds like something that somebody would have actually said. You will film it, you will post it on YouTube, you will send the link to me via Moodle. There's an assignment folder that you'll turn it in, and you will be graded on the criteria that's listed on Moodle. There are also instructions about how to put it on YouTube so that others can't see it, and that's why you're sending me the link. Make sure that you choose the right option and follow those instructions on Moodle. There are a number of different scenes that they list on Moodle, letting you know which ones would be effective for this type of project. Everywhere from the beginning with the chorus monologue in the prologue, where he comes out and does the two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene, to one of my favorites, Lord Capulet going crazy when Juliet says she doesn't want to marry Toad Boy, to Juliet going through all the possible things that can go wrong with this potion that's supposed to make her appear dead, and she goes through all these fears. And then another favorite, yeah, I have a lot of favorites, at the end when Romeo is going to drink the poison. He has that long dramatic speech that eyes look your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips, etc. You get the idea. So all the scenes are fairly dramatic. There are 10 listed. There are a few others by Friar Lawrence and a couple characters. So choose that if that sounds right for you. And as always, let me know if you have any questions, and make sure to look at the criteria on Moodle. This is due a week from Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and that would be the 28th of April. It's due by midnight, so make sure to have that done. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Your other choice, guys, is if the acting thing just doesn't seem right for you, you're more into writing, and especially creative writing, what you're going to do is you're going to do another one of my favorite things, an alternate ending. We know that everything in Romeo and Juliet turns on a dime. That's kind of an old-time expression, meaning things change quickly and kind of out of nowhere. So we know that fate caused a lot of things to go wrong, and if fate had turned a blind eye, been asleep, not been paying attention, then things could have gone very differently for our star-crossed lovers. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to write an alternate ending. We're going to write it in modern English, because you should be glad that I'm not requiring you to write it in Elizabethan English, because that would be nightmarish. But you are wanting to be careful of not including anachronisms, because we're looking at the story, the time period it took place. So who remembers what an anachronism is? Okay, Dominic. That's correct. An anachronism is something that is out of place on the time spectrum. What does that look like? Cell phones are fairly modern inventions. Romeo and Juliet did not have cell phones. Anachronism. No cars. Anachronism. No airplanes. Anachronism. You see where I'm going with this. If you have any questions with the anachronisms, probably shouldn't be a problem anyway, but let me know. So we're all going to start in the same place. And that is arguably one of the most pivotal scenes in the play and the most fate-driven time element. And that is when Romeo drinks the poison right before Juliet wakes up. So in our alternate ending, we're going to have Juliet wake up before Romeo drinks the poison. Obviously, that's going to change everything. Now, where you go from there is up to you. You might have them go off to Mantua and still have their happily ever after. You might follow up a little bit with what happens with Friar Lawrence and if anybody's suspicious or anybody gets caught or everybody's totally oblivious to what's going on. You might have them get caught still in the cemetery. Remember, there are all sorts of people seemingly hanging around in that cemetery. Friar Lawrence is there. Romeo's servant, Balthazar, was told to leave, but he went off to hide in the bushes. We have Paris, poor dead toad boy. His servant was hiding in the bushes and alerting to Paris when somebody else, aka Romeo, was coming. And then at the end, so many people sort of randomly show up at the cemetery that you have a feeling there were rumblings that something was going on there for them to get there on time. So you might have that happen. Or, again, another one of my personal favorites is perhaps we have a part 2. So for now, if fate kind of fell asleep at the wheel or kind of missed an episode and Romeo and Juliet got away with it for now, perhaps fate might come back in part 2 and enact his plan. So you have a number of different choices. They should make sense to you. They should make sense definitely to me. You can have some fun with it, but kind of ask yourself what might have happened if Romeo had maybe spoken a little longer, maybe the potion lasted a little shorter, but for whatever reason, Juliet actually woke up before Romeo took the poison. That would have changed everything. So, again, look at Moodle. All the criteria is on there. Make sure to email me if you have any questions. All of these are due by midnight on April 28th, which is next week on Tuesday at this point. So have fun with it. Be logical about it. Follow the criteria. Again, this is a final project exam, so it's going to count for quite a few points. So make it count. Most of you are doing really well. I want you to continue with that and finish up strong. And in case anybody's wondering, our next unit is on poetry. The way that will work is I'll go through a type of poetry. I will go through some examples from student writings in the past. You will write a poem using that example, and you will submit it, and we will share it with the class. So, anyway. Oh, you know what? You are blessed to be a blessing. That's all for now.